Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers, where there's a little electricity in the air. Andy's got the rundown.
Sam, how did the power outage on the East Coast affect us, or did it at all? Today we talked to Don Soderberg, chairman of the Public Utilities Commission, and find the truth. And then, Sam, tell us about that very special pundit panel.
So we get a phone call from Mayor Bob Cashell, and he says, hey, we don't get enough time on those segments. We want to be the pundit panel. Who's the we? The mayors of Reno and Sparks. It's all coming up next on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Catch a straight, dine at 8, lucky you. Lucky you. Dance till 1, have some fun, lucky you. Lucky you. Taste the shrimp, have a sip, try the pool, play it cool. At the Sienna Hotel Spa Casino, lucky you.
The biggest risk your company can take.
Well, Barbara, you did very well on your interview.
Hiring employees can help your business get to the next level.
And your resume looks outstanding.
And it can also expose you to corporate crimes and costly lawsuits that can bring your company to its knees.
So, we'd like to offer you a position.
Before you hire another employee, hire the professionals at Employer Links. Call today to get our free CD-ROM, the top 8 risks of hiring employees.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years. Call 882-1700 to see what we can do for your organization.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad, political analyst Ande Engleman on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the News 4 Broadcast Center, here's Sam Shad.
Back on Nevada Newsmakers, Don Soderberg is chairman of the Public Utilities Commission, and we welcome you to the program.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, Don. As you know, we've just had this big power outage on the East Coast, Midwest, Canada. What are the chances of that happening to us here in the West?
We think the chances are less because our system is more modern and it's not as overburdened as it is in the East Coast. However, that wasn't supposed to happen. There was substantial equipment in place that was supposed to stop these type of outages from spreading across the system, and much of that equipment, those breakers and such, did not work. So we are watching to see what the investigation brings out, why these things didn't work. Was it human error, mechanical failure, or maybe even some internet hacking? But suffice to say, there are systems in place to stop these things from spreading as far as it did. Now, in other regions in Mid-Atlantic, it started to work, and so they were able to stop the outages basically at New Jersey and Pennsylvania because those systems did work, and they started tripping and cutting off transmission lines and actually shutting down power plants temporarily to stop the spread of it down the coast.
But there are actually 2 systems, right? There's an Eastern United States system and a Western United States system, correct?
Yes, we are not connected in any significant degree with anything east of the Rockies.
Okay, now what they're also talking about is that the system is old, that the grid, as they call it, the equipment is old and needs to be updated, and it's going to cost ratepayers on the East Coast and the Midwest a whole lot of money on their power bills. But that doesn't apply to us. Some people are saying that means we're all going to have to pay more.
That is correct. We only pay for any upgrades to our system. our system is considered to be in very good shape, at least until the next event. So we are not looking at the costs that they are going to see on the East Coast to upgrade that system or to fix any systems that were designed to prevent this that didn't work.
Okay, let's talk about another subject, reform intervention. When you're trying to reform the laws, you're also looking at a situation where you allow companies to come in and testify and be involved in this, correctly? But is this costing the taxpayers money?
Yes. Our system was designed to be an open system, and that is that's good. However, what has occurred is over the last 15, 20 years, more and more out-of-state corporations become actual parties to cases with legal rights both before us and legal rights in court, and work those cases to skew them one way or the other to their financial gain.
If I could, let me interrupt just for a second, because I want to be sure the public understands. We're talking about things such as rate cases or cases involving a new rule that the PUC may be enacting. Is that correct? And when these people want to get involved in these cases, they're called interveners.
Correct.
Okay, so we're talking about when you go to do a rate hearing and companies come from out of state and want to be interveners in that case and throw in their 2 cents worth.
Right. When they become, well, they do more than throw their 2 cents worth in. They have the legal status as if they were the commission, the consumer advocate, or actually the applicant. And we oftentimes have rate cases where competitors of companies come in to urge us to keep the rates high because it's in their benefit. We have cases before us where we decide what the mix is going to be of new power plants versus new transmission. Well, of course, if you're a company that runs power plants from out of state, you want Nevada Power and Sierra Pacific to build less power plants because you don't want the competition. And we need to take this process and bring it back to the average person. We've done what we can to open it up so the average person could come and give us their 2 cents, or maybe they're even 5 cents if they choose to. But when they come to a hearing and it goes on for days and days unnecessarily, and it is all technical testimony, people are very intimidated. I had a lawyer in Las Vegas 2 years ago come to a rate hearing for Nevada Power. And he came as a citizen. He wasn't involved in it, but still a very sophisticated individual who you would think would not be intimidated by the situation. He came in for 15 minutes. Somebody tapped me on the shoulder and says, you know, there's a member from the public wants to speak here. So I stopped everything and allowed him to speak. And he was so upset that all that was going on was basically accountants going back and forth. Part of that is necessary because this is technical information. But do we need 20 accountants, or do we need the accountants that represent the people of the state, the ones that represent the small consumers, and those from the applicant? And then take in the actual people have a direct interest in what's going on in Nevada, actual Nevadans, and take their testimony or hear their views, as opposed to letting out-of-state corporations like Enron.
How do you remedy this? How do you remedy this?
The Commission has always had regulations to curb interventions. However, it had not been enforced very rigidly. A little less than a year ago, we modified those regulations, and they were approved by the Legislative Commission to focus people who intervene on people who have a direct interest in the application in a way that they could not.
So you'll do this through the regulatory process.
Exactly.
And change the regulations.
And then it's the job of myself and my commissioners to apply those regulations as written, as opposed to doing the easy thing and just anytime somebody complains. We have another mechanism for these people to come in.
We're going to have to hold on that because we're out of time here.
Okay. And I do want to mention for the public, there is a consumer session tonight in Reno about Sierra Pacific Power, actually the gas portion of it, lowering its rates. If you don't want to see your rates drop, show up and complain.
Well, I'd like to meet those people. We'll be back on Nevada Newsmakers. Thanks, Don.
Thank you.
Interest rates remain at all-time historic lows. Now is a great time to purchase or refinance in the Northern Nevada area. Hi, I'm Valerie Hedlund, Operations Manager of CTX Mortgage. We pride ourselves in giving face-to-face service, local processing, local underwriting, immediate loan approvals in a private and professional office setting. We at CTX choose to do business differently. This is our local team of processors and operations staff that are dedicated to providing you the highest level of service. Please call any of the loan officers on our CTX team.
Would you like to savor a Trento pork chop? Or maybe pasta rags with grilled chicken? Hugo's Tuscan Grill at DeAndrea is a celebration of color, flavor, and freshness. Each dish is created from natural, wholesome foods that is delicious and nutritious. Hugo's is a comfortable restaurant with breathtaking city views. If you enjoy great food and good company, visit us here at Hugo's. It's the best that dining can be. 2900 South DeAndrea Parkway in Sparks.
Welcome to Sushi Club, best sushi in town. The Sushi Club in Independence Square used the best quality products. The sushi is dynamite, and the service is just wonderful.
The Sushi Club is bigger and better. We have 11 sushi chefs on staff, and the service is great.
All your friends will tell you that Sushi Club is the best place for the best sushi.
Come join us for lunch or dinner.
The Sushi Club, 294 East Moana Lane in the Independence Square.
Now that's great sushi.
If you love good food and you like good wine and all in a beautiful setting, we've got the perfect evening for you.
The Event Center at Red Hawk, Michael Mondavi Wine Dinner, Chef Ken and his fabulous food, 4 courses paired with Michael Mondavi wines. It's going to be fantastic.
Oh, it sounds perfect, Al. It's all coming up on September 18th right here at Red Hawk. Make sure you call early to get your reservation in. It's going to be an evening not to be missed.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
Welcome back to Nevada Newsmakers. They asked for it, they're getting it, and so are you. We have the mayors of Reno and Sparks, Bob Cashell and Tony Armstrong. Pleasure to have both of you guys here with us.
Good to be here.
Let's start out, Bob. We'll lob you a softball right off the top here. Okay, the artwork for downtown. Now, are we going to see the Harold's Club mural going up, or are we going to see something that's from this century?
Well, you will see something from this century, but also you're going to see the Harold's Club mural go somewhere in our town. There's no reason for us to have a beautiful piece of art like that and not have it displayed.
Well, I like the fact that at the Sienna, you've got the old Reno Arch out there, and it's all lit up, and that looks great going down the street. So I think there's a place for all the old artwork that we have.
There really is, and it'll be done, and it's really, there's a lot of room for everything.
A quick question for you before I let Ande jump in here is, you know, we've got various pieces of public art around town. Do you like what's there? Are you looking for something different? What's in your mind?
Some of the art I like, and some of it I don't like, but I think that's the way it's supposed to be. You know, do you like the fish or the Swiss cheese that's front of the courthouse, or does it mean something else to you? And so it's all the art doesn't have to be the same. And the reason it was turned down by the council is the people did not the artist, but the staff did a poor presentation. And when you look at it and you're going to spend $600,000 and you say, this? You know, that's where the controversy and that's where it got started.
All right.
Okay, you two gentlemen are here together today, and in the past we know that the county and the cities of Sparks and Reno haven't always gotten along too well. I don't know if you're aware of that or not. You two are here together. Does this mean there's a new unity between the two cities?
Do you want me to answer that?
Either one of you, jump in.
I'll tell you, I was so happy when Bob Cashell got elected mayor of the city of Reno. I have a lot of respect for this man, and he's done a lot that people don't even know about. He's supported this community for years in other ways. Now, I think he's going to go out of office someday as probably one of the greatest mayors Reno ever had.
Okay, that's very nice of you, Tony, but now could we answer the question?
I just did.
Let me tell you something. Mayor Armstrong and I go a long way back. I mean, he red tagged me one time. Way many years ago when he was a building inspector.
Back in the 70s.
Back in the 70s. So, you know, Tony and I have worked together because I have a business out in Sparks. So I've worked with the council and everything, and Tony's done a great job out here. And we're getting along very well. We're working together on issues.
How are you getting along with the county?
Well, there's a few little divisions there, and we need to smooth some things out.
Can we move parentheses and say large bumps?
Well, there's a few bumps in the road, and we just need to work on them, and we've got to get better communications with them, and I think we can do that. I really do.
Okay, Bob, I've heard stories that Reno would like to see that baseball stadium in Reno rather than being in Sparks.
Let me tell you something. Nobody on our council's talked about that. I've supported Mayor Armstrong on the baseball field going in Sparks, and so no, Sure, you'd love to have something, but they put it together and it's going, and I'm supporting it, and so is our council supporting it.
Okay, let me ask you, Tony, then, on the same issue. Are you going to get enough money from the rent-a-cars to be able to pay for the stadium, or are you going to need more money, and where's it going to come from?
Well, part of this big package with the ballpark is going to be not just the ballpark, but to address the revenues that we need is a development which would be on the south side of the ballpark, which those folks are working at as we speak. They're working on it as we speak. That is going to be part of this whole big picture. I don't know if those revenues, I'm not good at those kinds of numbers, and I don't know anybody who's that good right now, but I think it's going to help. It's going to give a certain amount of revenue back. If we, if the bonds go through, if the county approves it, then we'll be giving that money that we take to pay off the bonds.
Okay, there are several top-flight developers in this country who are used to doing these kind of projects and making them successful. Is there anyone that you have in mind in particular?
To do that project that's successful? In terms of the stadium itself?
And the development that's going to go along with it?
Sam, I really don't know. And it wouldn't be our project anyway, it would be theirs. They're negotiating with the property owner as we speak to buy the property, and I have no clue as to who they want to come in there. It'll be tax revenue specific, though.
Are you looking for, everybody dreams of the Nordstroms. Is that the kind of development you're looking for out there?
I don't know. I have big dreams myself in Sparks with all these Nordstroms and all these, things that are the people in Sparks want. And we're headed in that direction. We're very serious about this. But do I know today? No, I don't.
Okay, we're going to have to take a break because the mayor's looking at me. He's trying to figure out what I'm going to ask next. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this timeout.
Before you head to Carson, take care of yourself with a visit to Tamarack Junction. Catch a hot cup of coffee and the morning news on one of our 32 TVs and enjoy the best food in South Reno. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Today's lesson, another reason to take the Gold Rush Club Card Challenge. With the Gold Rush Card, you really have 3 cards in one. Use your cash back. You still keep your comps and drawing tickets. Use your comps. You still keep your cash and drawing tickets. And with your drawing tickets, you could win thousands in cold hard cash every week. And still keep your cash back and comps. Does your club add up? Graduate to the Gold Rush Players Club. It's the smart thing to do. The Gold Dust West, south on Keystone, east on 4th.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Make your daily commute easy with breakfast or lunch at the Tamarack Junction. Enjoy daily specials, super fast service, and South Reno's freshest morning meals. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And we're back with our pundit panel, Mayor Bob Cashell and Tony Armstrong. Thank you both for being here. During the break, Bob, we were talking briefly about how what happens good in Sparks is also good for Reno. Why is that?
Well, we're a region, and everything, whatever happens at Sparks is good for Reno. So the baseball stadium and the commercial that goes with it, we benefit off of that. And, it's all about bringing customers to town. They're not going to stay in Sparks all the time. I went over to the rib cook-off the other day and told them I was the mayor of West Reno, and I was very happy that they were filling our rooms for us during the rib cook-off. And that
was last year, right?
Okay, there's a big scandal going on down in Las Vegas involving the city council and the county commissioners down there. So let me ask both of you, do your respective cities have ethics laws, and do you require the people that lobby the city councils and staff to register with the city?
Well, we have a city charter that we live by. I mean, and we have a charter commission that makes sure that we do that. And it's just common sense. You should be ethical.
But you don't have a specific ethics law addressing that in either city, nor are people who lobby the city council on behalf of others or staff, they're not required to register.
To the best of my knowledge, no.
Yeah, I don't know of any.
Do you think such a thing would be beneficial or not up here?
Well, personally, I think it's common sense. I mean, they can do whatever they want. I'd live by whatever they came out with. But if they had, in terms of those kinds of issues that you're talking about, I don't have a problem either way. But you know what? If I'm doing something wrong, I know it, or I should know it.
But they, if they want to have a program or where you register and stuff, I don't mind that. But right to the best of my knowledge, we don't have it, and I don't know how important it is. I'm like Mayor Armstrong. If I do it wrong, I kind of know it's wrong. So.
All right, well, let me throw one at Mayor Armstrong here. The growth in Spanish Springs, it is just going gangbusters out there, and houses are going up like crazy, more and more development out there. Are you set as far as infrastructure goes?
Yes, so far. What's happening is, as they develop and as the new development comes in, they do all their own infrastructure. And I think that there's a thought in most people's minds that the city pays for the sewer line, the water lines, and all this stuff. We don't. The developer does. But if you go out to Wingfield Springs and look at what's been done out there, it's the most incredible, most beautiful growth we've ever had in the city of Sparks. And there's other areas around it that would mirror that. Dendrea, the vistas and projects like that, but it's beautiful. And it's not I mean, we're in a new century here, and we're doing so many neat things, open space and all that. It's awesome.
Oh, and it is. I couldn't agree with you more. I've been out there quite a bit lately. Let me ask you this. We talked about this the last time you were on the show. The voters turned down the fire station out at Wingfield Springs, and you had to cut a lot of costs here, budget-wise. You were hoping to end up with about $1 million in your rainy day fund, but it turns out you have about $6 million in the rainy day fund. Is that not correct?
Yeah.
Are you going to pay for the fire station out of that?
Well, that's still, that number has to be verified. We haven't really verified that. I just found out most recently about that. If it's true, I'm very happy about that. Then we don't have to cut any services. We had already planned, and we were in the planning process when we got these preliminary numbers, that we were going to do some cuts at Alf Sorensen as an example, to the tune of about, I think it was $600,000, which kind of devastated some of those projects over there, and we really didn't want to do that. So it might change that whole big picture. I hope it does. But with our budget, Sam, as you know, we don't have a paycheck every month or well, we do, but it's a guess. These taxes come in. You don't know what's going to happen, and we never do. So
it sounds like an advertising agency.
Yeah, it sounds like. But we haven't a clue until the end of the fiscal year. That's
one final thought on this. If you do end up with this $6 million or somewhere in that neighborhood, is that going to cause renegotiations with police and fire?
No, we've already got, well, eventually, but we've got the contracts already are done. So probably next year I think we'll have to renegotiate. But just because we got a few bucks in our pocket doesn't mean we got to go spend it.
You both are doing great things with redevelopment. And I was impressed, Bob, actually, when I read the story this morning that yesterday you decided to not move forward with redoing the bowling stadium. Could you address that briefly?
Well, what it is we found out that we have a chance to get the Women's Bowling Congress every other year instead of every third year.
That would be awesome.
So then that means we only have 6 months in a year. So last night, even though I know Jeff Beckelman was meeting with the billiards group, the American Bowling Congress, some choral groups and things like this. So we've got it just didn't make sense to spend, because you had to spend about $6 million before you ever did anything with fire upgrades, fire exits, and things to make it a convention center. And so we're working on something different now, and it should be very exciting if we can put it together to round that out.
One message I'd like to ram home here again, which I try to do in every public appearance I make, which is that the bowling stadium has done exactly what it was designed to do, which is it's not when it's empty that we should be concerned, it's when it's full we should be concerned, because it brings in hundreds of millions of dollars every time that there's a bowling congress in town, and every benchmark is based upon, well, we had the bowlers, it was a good year. We didn't have the bowlers, it was a bad year.
Right.
And if we get that third year sewn up, that would just be
If we get
fantastic.
that, and then if we were able to get some billiards and do some different things, and there's a way to do it. We've just never had a full-time general manager there or a full-time marketing budget, and maybe there are other tournaments we could be out soliciting.
Well, I will just say that there was a full-time general manager there a while back, but it's been a long time since he was there,
Okay.
under many previous administrations here, shall we say. What are you going to do with the other blocks downtown? The block that currently has a city fair, I know that has we only have about 30 seconds, that has to be moved eventually, right?
They're planning to move that east of the bowling stadium, and that should happen within the next few years. RTC is looking at that.
And just a quick word, what would you like to see there?
I don't really have anything in mind right now.
Darn it, 5 more seconds, I get it out of him. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this time out.
Big Apple Pizza, best pizza in Nevada, take one.
Today we're making homemade meatballs for a meatball parm. You like cheesesteak? I think you're like in South Philly right now. It's the best cheese ever made. Now that's how a Philly cheesesteak's supposed to look.
And here's little Cole.
This is authentic. We'll throw some pepperoni in here. Not gonna be shy about it. Yeah, I bet you guys didn't know I could do that. Don't skimp on the toppings. Authentic as it gets. Big Apple Pizza and Subs on the corner of Bering and McCarran. A New Jersey guy who knows how to make an East Coast pizza.
Would you like to savor a Trento pork chop? Or maybe pasta rags with grilled chicken? Hugo's Tuscan Grill at D'Andrea is a celebration of color, flavor, and freshness. Each dish is created from natural, wholesome foods that is delicious and nutritious. Hugo's is a comfortable restaurant with breathtaking city views. If you enjoy great food and good company, visit us here at Hugo's. It's the best that dining can be. 2900 South D'Andrea Parkway in Sparks.
It's America's largest historical district, and it's fun for the entire family. Virginia City is where the West comes alive every day, from train rides to gunslingers. Your gang can explore mines and interesting museums, visit historic saloons, and do some great shopping. Virginia City is the ultimate in family entertainment, and it's very affordable. Come up and stay overnight in our hotels, motels, and RV park. Virginia City, the Wild West at its best.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
And do you have thoughts?
Yes, I do. You see, I think one of the big differences between Clark County and up here is that both Bob Cashell and Tony Armstrong grew up here. They've been here, well, they may not have always grown up here. I guess Bob came from Texas originally. But they've been here years and years, and they're Nevadans at heart. Whereas down in Clark County, you get these people who've moved over from California. They're there for 2 years. They run for office.
It's an interesting point, but still, I don't think that you can tarnish everybody who's just moved here from somewhere else and say that they are ethically challenged. But by the same token, I get what you're saying. By the way, always remember that you can rewatch the show every evening, Monday through Thursday at 9:30 on cable channel 12, 19 down in the Carson Valley, and Sunday mornings on KOH Radio, all 4 episodes from 9 to 11. See you Monday.
And Monday, a special show.